The first day of senior year was supposed to be bright for Emily Carter. She had been a cheerleader since freshman year, known for her bright smile, ponytail bouncing as she led the school team during football games. But behind that smile, she carried shadows no one at Ridgeway High cared to notice. Her father, a retired military combat instructor, had raised her differently. While other girls spent weekends shopping, Emily spent hours training in her father's old gym, punching heavy bags, practicing takedowns, and drilling discipline into every fiber of her being. To her dad, strength wasn't about showing off, it was about survival. And Emily never questioned him, even if she sometimes wondered why he was so strict about self-defense. The school hallways buzzed that morning with laughter and gossip. As Emily walked toward her locker, her pom-poms tucked under her arm, she could already hear the voices that had haunted her for years. Madison King, the self-proclaimed queen bee of Ridgeway High, leaned against the lockers with her squad. Her voice dripped with venom.
"Oh look, it's Barbie in sneakers."
"Hey Em, did your daddy braid your hair this morning before shining his army boots?" The group erupted in laughter. Emily's stomach twisted, but she stayed quiet. She had learned that silence sometimes protected her more than words. But Madison didn't stop. She never did. She reached forward, tugged at Emily's skirt, and whispered loudly enough for the hallway to hear, "Careful boys, don't stare too hard. Our little cheerleader might break a nail." Again, the laughter came. The mocking eyes burned into Emily's skin. She gripped her books tighter, swallowing the anger that bubbled in her chest. Her father's voice echoed in her mind. "Never start the fight, Emily. But if they force you, finish it." For years, Emily had obeyed that rule. She swallowed her pride, avoided conflict, and let the insults wash over her. But this year felt different. This year, something inside her was ready to break. The day dragged on. At lunch, Emily sat at the far corner of the cafeteria, nibbling on her sandwich while Madison and her gang strutted in like celebrities. Madison carried her tray straight to Emily's table. "You don't mind if we sit here, do you?" she said with a fake smile, before shoving Emily's tray onto the floor. The food splattered across the ground, drawing gasps and laughter from the crowd. Emily froze. The cafeteria erupted with jeers, phones raised to capture the moment. Madison leaned closer. "You're supposed to be pretty, Em, but all I see is a pathetic little daddy's girl hiding behind pom-poms. Who are you without your cheers?" Emily's jaw clenched. She wanted to scream, to throw Madison's smug grin across the room, but her father's lessons tied her down. She bent down to pick up her food, her hands trembling, not from fear, but from restraint. The bullies mistook it for weakness. That night, Emily returned home to her father's garage turned gym. He watched silently as she attacked the heavy bag with ferocity she had never shown before. Her punches echoed against the concrete walls, sweat dripping down her forehead. Finally, she stopped, panting, her fists trembling. "Dad," she whispered, "how much more am I supposed to take?" Her father wiped his hands on a towel and looked at her with wary eyes. "As much as you can, until you can't anymore. When that time comes, you'll know what to do." Emily nodded, though she wasn't sure what he meant. But deep down, she felt the storm rising. The next week brought the boiling point. The cheer squad had practice in the gym, and the bullies had new tricks to play. As Emily stretched, Madison strutted over, smirking. "Hey girls, watch this." She yanked Emily's pom-pom and tossed it into the bleachers. The squad laughed, but when Emily turned, Madison sneered. "Seriously though, why do you even bother? You think you're one of us. You're just a sad little soldier's daughter pretending to sparkle." Something inside Emily snapped. She stood up slowly, her chest rising with steady breaths. "Say that again," she whispered. Madison blinked. She wasn't used to resistance. "What? Did I hit a nerve?" She shoved Emily's shoulder, expecting her to stumble. But Emily didn't move. Her feet were planted firmly, her eyes sharper than anyone had ever seen. The gym went silent. "Don't," Emily said, her voice low and steady. "Don't touch me again." Madison smirked, trying to laugh it off. "Or what? You'll cry." She shoved again. But this time, Emily reacted. In a flash, her father's training took over. She grabbed Madison's wrist, twisted it sharply, and shoved her back with a force that sent the bully stumbling into the bleachers. Gasps echoed through the gym. Madison yelped, clutching her wrist in shock. "You think this is funny?" Emily said, her voice shaking with suppressed rage. "You think mocking me makes you strong? Try standing against someone who knows how to fight back." The other bullies froze. No one dared move. For the first time, Madison looked small, cornered by the very girl she had spent years tormenting. But Emily wasn't done. She took a step closer, her eyes blazing. My dad taught me how to fight, not to show off, but to protect myself. And if any of you ever lay a hand on me again, I won't hold back. The gym was dead silent. No one laughed. No one jeered. Madison muttered something under her breath and scrambled out humiliated. Her followers hesitated before rushing after her. Emily stood in the center of the gym, her chest heaving. The squad stared in awe. Some even looked impressed, almost proud. For the first time, Emily felt the shift. She wasn't just the cheerleader anymore. She was someone to be reckoned with. As she walked out of the gym, her father's words rang in her mind again. Never start the fight. But if they force you, finish it. She finally understood. And this was only the beginning.